Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the VR Master League. I am your captor today, Noman with a 4. I'm joined, as usual, with my good friend Sleepy with 2 3s. Sleepy, how you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, Rooney. Thank you for having me, Noman. It's shaping up to be a good match here for this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got Lords of War and Gunning on Empty here. It's a gold tier matchup we're going to be diving into here pretty shortly. But before we get into the game, let's go talk about our bans and our picks. So, the ban from the Lords of War side is coming in as Quarantine. And the ban on the Gunning on Empty side is Suburbia. Do either of those surprise you, Sleepy?
Honestly, I can't tell you because I've not really seen either of these teams play to tell you.
Sure, which is an interesting thing because this is a gold tier matchup. So both of these teams definitely doing solid this season so far. So I'm excited to see what that is. I mean, personally, a quarantine ban is a personal slight against me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I love casting me some quarantine. I mean, Suburbia, I don't know. It's one of those that I think we've seen enough of, and I'm not too surprised. It's one of those maps that you kind of either have it or you don't.
I agree.
Okay, so we've got that done, and we are getting into the lobby now, and we're gonna have quite an interesting choice of map for our first map. So first map is going to be Downfall, but not just any old Downfall.
Maybe not.
Oh, maybe not?
Players have filed all out of the lobby. The lobby is now completely closed.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll figure out what it is, but it was Downfall Night was the original choice, and they did reach out asking to see if that was kosher. I told them that as long as both teams agree, pretty much anything is on the table. And yeah, I think they're bringing the lobby up here in just a moment. Yeah, I think they had a connectivity issue, but In the meantime, we'll take a quick look at the match page. Show the ladies and gentlemen who is playing for these two teams. So Lords of War, you've got Call Me Fitz, High Voltage, Aqua Fighter, Esco 27, Feed Metal, Gunrama, Hardo Tyler, and Lumpy. And on the Gunning on Empty side, you've got Dirt Diver, which is formerly Seth Bowden Gaming, I believe.
Yes.
Arno, Cool Breeze, Lord Beardsteak, PT Jace, and Muffin. So, not too many names that I recognize from various things, but in terms of casts, definitely two teams that have not gotten their share of the limelight, but we're going to change that today.
Absolutely right. That's part of the reason why I picked up this cast, is I've been hearing quite a lot about Lords of War. Poonanners and some of the writers for the Respawn mentioned them. And then, of course, Seth Bowden being on Gunning on Empty. Gunning on Empty's been kind of in and out for a few seasons, back in and back out. Sometimes they have it working out, then real life steps in and gets in the way. So things are definitely on and off for them, but when they do play recently, what I have heard has been fairly strong, so that's good. And I'm excited to see how this match actually does shape up here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The lobby is coming back up. It looks like it was shifted back to regular old Downfall Day. So not going to get any fancy Downfall nights, unfortunately. Sorry to get everybody's hopes up in the chat. That is my B. No, you know what? It's the team's B's, okay?
It's the team's B's. It's their B's.
It's their B's. I take none of the B.
You take none of the F and B.
Yeah, so it is going to be Lords of War pick. So they are the ones picking into Downfall. And the Gunning on Empty side is opting for the Volk side, which is not surprising in the slightest, based on the way that, well, you know, I was just going to say that Downfall favors Volk, but I feel like with the new lighting changes to the windows being real bright, I feel like it can be a little bit more challenging to be Volk now. You kind of don't really have any dark corridors to sit in. Everything is brightly illuminated and just waiting to be shot in.
Yeah, for sure. The new Downfall has definitely changed things up. I've seen a lot of differences in plays, both at the top and towards the middle and down into the lower ranks as well. But it's these teams, it seems like this, like Lords of War and Gunning on Empty, who are really going to show us some interesting stuff that we won't see, because not only are they kind of newer teams in general, some of the players here are also newer players in comparison. When you think about some of the long-term guys like Pants, Thunder Pilot, Stumpy Nub, Mr. Beefy, guys like that, Buxton, the guys from the EU. So I think it's these guys who are still a little bit fresh, still who haven't had meta after meta after meta burned into them and then changed, and then burned into them and then changed. I think they really provide some interesting takes on tactics for these maps, especially the larger, more open maps where teams start to kind of fall into a very kind of form factor for attacking things. And I think this is where the new teams definitely give us the diversity that I like to see in our matchups.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's something we don't really mention a lot, but the meta shifts make such a big impact for the older teams, just because, you know, we've got our strategies sort of locked in, we've got our routes locked in, and then when the maps change or the guns change or the lanes change, it really throws a wrench in a lot of your plays. You have to reevaluate everything that you do. I mean, we've sort of seen it from a few teams. I'm captain of Blaze, so Blaze itself has struggled this season to really get things going after the new update. I mean, we went 0-3 in our first 3 matchups and just not really finding the rhythm on these maps again. Only this last game versus Legionnaires were we sort of able to shift gears a little bit and just sort of start playing a little bit more smart. Not really based purely off of instincts, because our instincts were wrong. I mean, the maps had changed and the sightlines had changed, and we just kind of weren't prepared for that. So these new teams that come in, you know, post major updates, or at least that have not been around since seasons 1, 2, 3, they definitely seem to have a different play style. So I'm excited to see a lot of these sort of newer teams or rebranded older teams with different players making their rise through the ranks. Mayhem, another one tomorrow that may potentially pick up casting. They're playing SMC, and Mayhem's been playing fantastic. They've had a series of 3 games where they've won by a pretty serious margin.
Yeah, they've been looking good.
And that is the rebranded Stone Cold Killers. So, I mean, all these teams, Lords of War obviously is in, I think, rank 11 or rank 10 currently in the standings, so they're doing great as well. I mean, a lot of these teams are up and coming, likely in no small part due to the fact that, you know, they came in a little bit late and they're sort of starting fresh on these maps, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of what you just said. Now I'm just wanting these guys to get things going. I want to see the action at play. How does their tactics work? How do these not really newer players, but new-ish players? Can we call them under-seasoned?
No, I don't think that's appropriate.
No?
I think that's almost derogatory in a way.
Sorry, that's not what I meant, guys.
But no, I just pulling your leg. But no, it doesn't matter. We've got gameplay to get to, ladies and gents. The first round, map 1 is kicking off. Lords of War on offense, gunning on empty, looking to hold the defense here in the dumpster objective in the southwest. It is going to be the northeast spawn, so no quick spawn for us today on this particular objective, and we'll see how Lords of War decide to approach. They're opting largely for east and center. It's actually, I mean, it's pretty spread out. They've got the east kind of locked in. They got, I like this little sniper position here. Call me Fitz.
Way back there.
All the way in the back. I'm going to keep the lasers on for downfall. I feel like that'll help understand where shots are coming from, and Feed Metal finds a quick pick on Dirt Diver as he makes his push up to Marsoc Twins.
One down.
And Dirt Diver, aka formerly known as the artist formerly known as Seth Bowden Gaming, is now down and out. Maybe waiting for the next round in the tent as his team tries to defend this objective. Still 5 minutes on the clock. Lords of War starting out strong from a pretty long range spawn. They are going to have to be careful for PT Jace over there in the white building. He's going to be able to cover a lot of those pushes through that open area on the northeastern side of the map, or on, well, I guess more on the eastern side of the map, I should say, kind of between where Feed Metal is and the north-south Marsoc Towers.
Yeah, this east approach has slowed up quite a bit. The 2 players out there is that High Voltage and Esco still just kind of waiting for somebody to pop into that ravine behind the Marsoc Twins. But the defense is pretty locked in. They're not really making any crazy movements. Everybody's sticking to their spots. So the east side will have to push up here soon, as 2 minutes are off the timer already. They're down to 4.
Somebody went into, yes. Somebody went into Marsoc.
So it sounds like they think somebody made it into the Marsoc building, and that is inaccurate. So that's what the east side is waiting on. They don't know which building he possibly could be in, but the only person anywhere close is Jace in the white tower right there. Now Feed Metal making the push into center bungalow here. Gonna do that with no problems. The defense really focused on staying tight on the OBJ. The only one really on any sort of overwatch is Jace in that white tower. The rest sort of tucked in on objective, waiting for that close push.
One in dumpster dark room.
Yeah, and not seeing a lot of action. It's been, what, like 2 minutes now since the last set of shots rang out? And if not that, then, you know, the last effective shots, I guess I could say, because there was a volley of shots that came out from Feed Metal after the kill come down onto Dirt Diver. But they're still making their progress. They're still doing okay. They still have about 3 minutes left. They've got a 4-man team, it looks like, in position. That sniper, Call Me Fitz, he's realistically never going to be able to back up this push, but overall they're managing their way up pretty well, I'd say. It's just that, you know, it's tough to call. You want to see that action popping off all the time without remembering that sometimes that action requires a couple of minutes of planning to get to.
Yeah, they've got Gunrama here on the West Street, so he's got eyes on Lord Beardsteak's position.
Oh, if he peeks that window, Gunrama's got him. I was just coming over here as you mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, it's a little weak on this west side. I mean, yeah, Cool Breeze and Beardsteak should be working together to try to get this pick, but it basically negates all of White Tower, so the guys in the east either have to distract him or start to make their push through. If they can find Cool Breeze in that window, it'll make this objective capture a little bit simpler for them.
Well, luckily for you, Mr. Noman, you got one who's in a position that he could possibly take out Cool Breeze, and that's Esco up here on the top hillside in the south. He's going to have a line of sight onto the backside door of the doorways there. Shots now ringing out from Marsoc, it sounds like. No, actually from Lord Beardsteak, as he fires out onto Gunrama. He does down him, but he is not finished. He's still able to be rezzed.
Now coming out onto his position now, trying to keep him suppressed, but Confirm does come out. So Gunning on Empty has evened things out a little bit here. Fitz, though, with the pistol shots, finding a shot onto Beardsteak, but not for very long as Cool Breeze is able to clean him up.
Yeah, he was the sniper who I said would never be able to come up and back up the rotation, and lo and behold, he did. He manages to sneak his way up behind the friendly lines there. As we were
now
watching
pushing
action
up on OBJ. Cool Breeze. Oh, and Jay saving Cool Breeze's life there as High Voltage rushed into the door, but he was able to spot him out. Now Feed Metal grabs one kill. PTJ's going to find the kill. Oh, he does. Is a little bit delayed there on my side, but Jace does end up cleaning up the two Marsoc on that side. Very nice pick by Esco. Now it's a 1v2, but there's only 10 seconds left. It's looking like it's going to be a Gunning on Empty win as they stay tucked in this first round. And there it is.
That's got to burn. That time loss is the toughest loss to take, I think. Losing to that clock is definitely not the way you want it to go down.
Yeah, I think the key is it's not that your opponents bested you, it's that you bested you. You know, like you just didn't make the push that you were hoping to make, and that's what makes it so painful to lose in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. The only other painful way to lose would be via knife, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I suppose, but at least there had to have been a series of events that got you into those tight quarters. The problem with running out of time is, like, you're miles away from an enemy usually, and, you know, sometimes even further away from the objective. So at least if you're in engagement with a knife, you're making that push, you're trying to do it, you're trying to lock that OBJ down or try to take that last defender down, but when we run out of time, it's kind of just like, oh, I guess I need 6.5 minutes to execute this strategy.
Yeah, well, to Esco's credit, at least he was right there on top of the objective when he did run out of time. Still a few meters off, of course, but, you know, it's not like he was still, you know, 50, 100 meters away, rushing up from the North Hotel or something like that with 5 seconds left. No, he was at least close enough. But yeah, just didn't manage that time, or maybe just didn't realize how much transit time he really needed to get down from those south ridge lines. And of course, the pit stop that he had to take to decimate PT Jace, who shut down the counter-offensive and the possible cap attempt that was about to come out from Lords of War.
That is true. All right, round 2 is underway.
Nice quick spawn here, and Gunning on Empty, playing it smart, automatically in a crouch position here on the spawn. They know it's dangerous. They could be spotted out by the enemy quite quickly and even possibly taken down within the first seconds of the match. They choose to head east instead.
A couple of shots rang out. They might have gotten spotted here already as Jace sends a few rounds down towards Voltage and does find that down.
Jace is MVP already. It's only round 2.
Oh, it's a little early to try to get MVP. I like this suppressive fire. Esco does find Beard Steak as he pushes across to the wall where Voltage is. We'll try to get that res on him. Nice little pick there. I think that was just kind of a bonus for him trying to go get that res.
Bonus points.
So a nice res coming out to shift the tides of war here in the favor of the Lord.
Dear Lord, please let this round go well. Cool Breeze finds a headshot onto Call Me Fitz, and that'll be gunning on Empty's first kill of the match. Gonna even things back up. 4v4. PT Jace here down in the Western Street. Oh no, my camera back set. Don't do that to me when things are about to happen. Down here on the South Street, he's getting ready to see Gunrama. Gunrama's gonna move out from cover. And his butt will be the reason why he ends up dead today, as it was sticking out as he backs away. Frag grenade coming out, and no, he threw it behind him. That's not good.
Oh,
And they've killed him. And I saw that all on camera, Jace.
Oh boy, that
Sorry, buddy.
I feel for you, Jace. I totally. I wonder if he's an index boy, because I've definitely been throwing my fair share of grenades in weird directions the last couple of weeks. Maybe it's time to go back to vanilla throw.
Maybe it's time to go back to the tried and true, tested, indestructible, most quality controllers ever, which are the Oculus Touch controllers.
They are superior to pretty much every other controller. Fortunately, the Knuckles don't really provide any tangible benefit to Onward players. But you know, you can make hand gestures, so that's cool. That's a cool thing you could do.
That's a cool thing.
Does get Gunrama up on a nice little rotation there, as Jace is about to get revived as well. So, I mean, 2.5 minutes in, we're going to see 3 revives in the span of 2.5 minutes here.
Meteorite grenade goes out in the center of the map, nowhere near an enemy. It will explode silently. PT Jace, though, did call out the revive there from Lords of War, so they should be aware of the positioning of the enemy, at least slightly. They will manage to get their man back up, and we're back into a 4v4, all feet on the ground.
Yeah, and these sort of like little dink and dunk trades. So far, we haven't seen a good coordinated push. I think that's something that's still missing from these up-and-coming teams, is that coordination, that you know, timing practice that I think a lot of teams put in. Ooh, Breeze is going to be looking here for Feed Metal. Looks like he's just going to miss him as he rotates to the mid to watch West Street. And now Jace and Arno both making it into Center Hotel. It's going to give them a nice little vantage point here. They might be able to pick up Voltage off the side if they're aware enough. Arno finding a nice headshot onto Feed Metal, makes it a 3-on-4. Gunrama rotating out, could get caught by Jason. Yes, indeed, the rotation, although smart in the context that you don't want to get capped on, definitely dangerous when you don't have your defense getting eyes on. And just like that, Lords of War down to 2.
No one's on the objective. If they make it past this volley of gunfire, which they're probably not, because, yeah, let's face it, well, Arno's going to find high voltage, and he should push off of this, but he doesn't know. He's playing it safe. He's got teammates up there, but this is going to end up costing the cap, because I think they're going to rotate down now. We see we got their Esco up by that north bungalow. Oh, he's completely inside. This is Arno's time to shine. He can get in there and get that cap. They just need to identify that he's the last man standing, and it's going to be at just the wrong time. Dirt Diver, a.k.a. forever known as Seth Bowden Gaming, gets the kill onto Esco, and that'll be gunning on Empty's second point of the matchup.
Indeed it is, and a pretty decent offense. A little slow and a little bit lacking on the coordination there, but some choice rotations from Lords of War are going to...
I mean, you can't really say they were slow. They because I mean, they didn't run out of time.
Technically, yes, you're right. But for what?
I mean, what was the time? How much time was left? There was still a couple of minutes left in that round. I think you're being a little hard on them.
About 2 minutes 20 seconds.
Okay, that's 4 minutes. That's commendable for a downfall round. Come on now. I think you're being a little. I think you're being a little goosey on the gas over there. No, man.
I disagree. The play was slow in general. I did like the setup. I will say that the positioning was good. I think they spent a lot of time staring at things that didn't exist. So I think there's a little bit to say. Sometimes you just kind of have to keep moving. You know, keep pushing up. You can spend 5-10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds clearing an area, but that's just. I'm a caster who comes from an aggressive team. It's anything that takes longer than 2 minutes is considered slow for me, so you could take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, former Dangler and a current Blaze here. I feel like we're the last two to comment on slow play. So, but it works out. Hey, if it gets you the win, who cares what I think? Good job.
That's right.
For gunning on empty.
They watching back these casts like, I don't give a F what Noman says.
I don't give a good gosh darn what these casters
we
say.
We won the Dagnab map, so.
That's right. That's right. I totally agree with that fictional person. All right, Lords of War making a heavy push down West Street as the objective only shifts one building over, so it doesn't really change the dynamics of this too much, except the defense is going to have some new positions to be able to set up in. So you've got Arno inside of that dark room of South HQ, Dirt Diver up on the Marsoc rocks, and Jace in the ravine.
Yeah, I think the real advantage to this objective changing is actually for Volk, because it gives them access to those ridge lines, those elevated ridge lines quicker, because the spawn for this objective is farther back in those valleys. So it gives them a really good chance to be able to get up there on those hills and get that angle of elevation advantage against their approaching team. But it's a little risky. They do have 2 men on the ground directly on top of the objective, which is smart, but they got to make sure that they don't lose those guys in the back. However, it does appear that Lords of War are just going for a more direct on attack, so they really don't have to worry too much on the flank. They can really focus fire on the full force of the Lords of War squad.
Gunrama still looking to try to find the last member, or sorry, one of the 2 members in the valley, but now rushing across this street might get him punished. No, that actually is a little bit behind the ridgeline, so he's not able to spot this push just yet. As Gunrama pushes into the corner here, is he going to spot Dirt Diver? Dirt Diver spots him out. Shots ring out. They do not land. Gunrama does make it upstairs. Cool Breeze, meanwhile, finding one member of the offense on their push. Now Esco going to be looking for Arno, and there it is.
Dirt is on the push. He sees Gunrama upstairs. He doesn't actually get the kill, but he does find the barrel of Esco's gun. Esco's going to find one. Here comes Lord Beefsteak. Lord Beardsteak, not Beefsteak. Sorry. Esco will find the kill onto him, but Cool Breeze will get the kill last second in a tight angle. How did he get that from there? Oh, I see. He got him through the window now.
The window, yeah.
I forget there's a window there sometimes. Gunmetal. I read Feed Metal, saw Gunrama, smashed them together, and that's their Hollywood couple name. PT Jace finds Feed Metal there, and this is a heck of a turnaround. The defense here just crushing the push as they come. And it might actually be because of Gunrama, and I hate to put that on him, but all of his call-outs, his team knows he's alive. They're going for the res. They know they're in a 1vx situation right now without him, and his call-outs are just bait. And the other team can hear. I can hear him, and I'm like 50 feet away from him in the spectator cam. And here comes the grenade. I'm not sure it'll work through the ceiling, though. Surprised Cool Breeze and anyone else hasn't kind of rushed over to go for the double tap and kind of shut him up. But
the shots from Jace are going to find Fitz on the rooftop as gunning on empty continues their tear here on Downfall. Lords of War map pick. Looking real good for the enemy team right now.
Looking real good. Copyright strike now.
PT Jason, Cool Breeze holding down the gunning on empty side with 5 kills apiece. Definitely real solid. I mean, this is, I don't know. That's real good play. That last series there, that's what I'm talking about. When I say keep moving, stick and move right there, that's the kind of offenses I would expect, you know, pretty much every single time. And what's funny is that the objective is basically the same. So the approach should have been basically the same the first time.
Yeah.
But they've
again,
found their stride.
I honestly think that defense did have that round kind of in their pocket with that change of spawn with the new objective. I think if the spawn would remain the same, because honestly, the runtime to the objective is about the same from the old spawn for the dumpster objective as it is for the crater. It actually might be a little longer in the opposite spawn. However, what that opposite spawn inside the valley gives them is, again, access to those elevated hillsides, which are key in helping to defend this objective in particular, because the rest of the map down near where you know, the dumpster building and the multi-purpose building are, which is where the last 2 objectives have been, it's relatively flat. It's not 100% flat, as you can see throughout the map, but you know, it's fairly flat, so you don't have as many angles of elevation that you can utilize to your advantage, or even utilize to your advantage on Marsoc and kind of put a tough, you know, real high hard angle on it and cause the defender not to be able to see you. But anyways, enough of me blabbering on. It's time we get back into things. We're looking strong here, gunning on empty on map point, going for the attack. It's round 4, downfall, Lords of War versus gunning on empty.
Yeah, we're gonna see, I think, another one of those good offensive pushes. I don't know if Lords of War, I don't know.
Esco's already called out the push on the east from gunning on empty, so there's going to be some definite attention being paid there. He's called out both of the members, and he's already received some backup from his teammate. I think this could be where we start seeing the action unfold here in this round, but gunning on empty have plenty of rounds that they can kind of just toss.
Yeah, they've definitely got a little bit of wiggle room now, starting off on a 3-0. On downfall on your opponent's map choice is pretty much the best possible situation you could hope for as you go into your pick next. Beardsteak creeping up this way. I don't think he's going to expect Esco on the shot here. PT Jace finds it down with a nade. I don't even know where that was. Oh, it was inside of the bungalows there. I see. He must have tossed it through the little window there. Very nice play. And there's Esco's shots ringing out onto Beardsteak. And I think Lord Beardsteak may have shot himself in the kinematics on accident. Maybe shot himself in the hand. We've seen that happen before. But either way, Esco cleaning up that kill. And now gunning on empty loses one as well. Arno's going to have a hard time getting out of this east side push. Got 2 members of the defense locking him in. This is a time to try to maybe back off and find a different approach. I mean, the angle here is so tight on Esco, and it's hard for us to see here on the caster cams with the, you know, high quality 4K monitors. Can't imagine what it's like inside of the headset to try to spot Esco's position from here.
Oh yeah, incredibly tough, and he's just in a tough spot in general. They've kind of pinned him in a couple of different angles with a few different defenders, but Jace will find the double tap on the high voltage there in those center bungalows and continue his push up right through the old smack dab centerooski of the map. He's actually got quite a line. If they're even halfway expecting anyone in feed metal's position up in the north dark rooms, they can really make a push here, and the defense can't cover it because Gunrama can't see much of anything. Esco goes down to the gun of PT Jace as well. And I'm telling you, Noman, PT Jace for MVP of this game right here.
Yeah,
he's already been pulling out some crazy kills.
He has been doing great so far with these long shots. I mean, he's been finding pretty much the tightest angles possible. Oh, there it is. Cool Breeze missing a couple of shots on a rotation from a defender into that North Marsoc dark room as he made the call out to the team, still looking for him. Looks like, yeah, we've got Arno on the backside here. Feed Metal, a little preoccupied. Yeah, he stays tucked in. Arno's on the approach. He does a little bit of pre-fire, doesn't spot him. Feed Metal's not sure where the enemy is, and Arno's gonna find the kill there. Nice little pick, and now some friendly fire coming out. Almost downing their teammate, but now the offense making their bold push up to the objective as Jace has pad out on objective. Fitz rushes out on the corner, does find him. Dirt Diver with a quick refrag is going to put Lords of War down to just 1 and gunning on empty. Still has 3 up, looking real good to win this downfall map here in map 1. What a position to be in. I mean, what an unfortunate situation that Lords of War put themselves in. And Cool Breeze is rushing the objective here. I mean, he's going to get the cap. There is no question about it. He's got pad out. As long as the offense's trigger finger stays... there it is.
Oh,
there
no, but Arno ruined it for Cool Breeze. But that's good for Gunrama because he did exactly what you should not do in that situation, which is chase down the distraction. The guy just peppering. He didn't even know where Gunrama really was. He knew that his position was originally the White House, and that's all he was doing was peppering it. And Gunrama went on the chase, and in so doing that, he ran away from the objective, and it almost cost them an extra 2 points. Wow, that was close. Thank goodness for Arno. Arno was Lords of War's biggest savior on that round.
Yeah, definitely need that communication for when you're about to cap, because that is when your finger comes off the trigger. If you've got somebody on there, you got accurate counts, there's no reason not to punch in those 2 bad boys. Get yourself a 5-0 on the board, but gunning on empty, starting off real good. Lords of War map choice not working out for them as they go 0-4 into map 2.
No, man, every time you say start real good, I want to go starting real good.
That is that's an impulse I can't help you control, Sleepy. That's just something you're gonna have to work out all by your lonesome. But map 2 is all ready to go, and it is going to be Bazaar, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing some Bazaar action. Just to rehash really quickly, the bans were Quarantine from the Lords of War side and Suburbia from the Gunning on Empty side.
Yeah, so a little mix of different kinds of maps banned there. You got a mid-size, long-range engagement map with some CQC elements thrown in, and then you have pretty much all CQC elements. So really no method to either team. It seems like both teams seem to dislike certain things, or they're just aware of the other team's super duper strength on particular maps. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like Suburbia, I think most teams ban Suburbia solely because of the hedges. Solely because of those bushes. They're so... I think it depends on the headsets that each team has and is wearing, and the quality settings that they use for graphics, whether or not you can actually see through those bushes well or not. And I feel like that lends itself to like a little bit too much, I guess, randomness, like a little bit of sort of RNG in who you can spot, or if you can spot them. Will you be able, will other people from the other team be able to see you through those bushes? It adds a layer of uncertainty I think a lot of teams are not comfortable with. So I sort of understand Suburbia as a general ban. But yeah, we will see how Bazaar goes. So this is going to be the Gunning on Empty match choice. And some encouragement coming out there from the Lords of War cat. I love seeing that. I love seeing teams and captains that are, positively reinforcing their team. We can still come back from this, take a breath, come back out. And we had to do the same thing yesterday. We were down on map 2. Legionnaires took away map 2 from us, and, just calmly and coolly came back and put points on the board, and Bob's your uncle. So it's good to see teams that are like that having a good
Bob's
time as
actually-
well as
Tank side,
winning.
east tank side. One went around tank. One went around tank.
Ooh, Jace sticking around a little too long there to make that call out. And Esco goes down to a long-range shot from the tank here.
Yeah, Jace again on fire already. Map 2. He might have thrown a grenade backwards and blew himself up, but damn if he's not killing mother truckers left and right.
He is definitely on another one today. So now the offense has 2 in the east, 3 in the west. The west is finally sort of set up to make this street cross. I'm wondering if they'll use
That was pretty
smokes.
fast, actually.
Yeah, for a long rotation like that, it definitely was pretty speedy. But again, nobody really from the defense to stop them, as nobody was holding any long angles down any of these corridors. And Arno and Lord Beardsteak are going to have
Oh,
pretty easy romp.
I was just thinking that gunning on empty might be able to get away with this western cross if the east just makes a little bit of noise. Like PT Jace, if he just puts some rounds on, it's going to focus that team on that side of the street with, for at least anyone who has angles on it. Now the smokes come out in the west. The shots just rang out from Arno. Ooh, luckily though, Cool Breeze fights Fitz and puts gunning on empty up to a 2-man advantage now. However, I was thinking before all of this, before any more shots rang out, they could have possibly snuck by in the west and come in brute force, 3 men deep down the west alley and come in for possible cap or just a big overwhelming surge on the objective.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a tough call to make when you're on the ground, you know?
Of course,
it's
yeah.
so difficult to do that. Obviously, the scenario for the casters was just right. But in this case, gunning on empty, feeling a little bit safer throwing some smokes. I mean, the smokes they threw really didn't cover a whole lot. They threw them up
they were
on
terrible,
Southwest
really.
Street, yeah. But still, they did provide a little bit of distraction. And now Lords of War operating with just 3. 1 on objective as Cool Breeze and Jace close in. Jace does find high voltage there on the inside, but high voltage's nade is going to down Arno. And Jace finds another feed metal pushing through Gunrama.
Oh,
Saving
man,
the
and
cap there.
Cool Breeze gets the revive onto Arno, but this could definitely be a cap. If Gunrama, I'm going to say his name right eventually this evening, if he stays in that room, there's a possibility they can get in that building and get a cap without him seeing. It is possible.
Yeah, he's
And
gonna have
now
to be
even
careful with these
more so.
rotations. I mean, there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 members of the offense remaining. He has got quite the uphill battle here in terms of defending the various angles of the objective.
Yeah, Seth is down here. Dirt Diver, as he now likes to be called. He's probably going to get the shots on Gunrama. He'll start to see something pop out soon as the angles change and Gunrama tries to check the angles. Yep, there they are, the shots on his hand. He makes the shots, he doesn't hit him. Gunrama's alerted to his position, he's going to react. This would be the perfect time for someone like Cool Breeze to go in and get the cap. Now the smokes have come out. Dirt Diver finds Gunrama with a frag and then the kill. Gunning on empty find their first point here on map number 2, and they are off to a tear. 5 unanswered points here in 5 rounds.
Yeah, and Jace really leading the charge there. 3 kills for him early as he found that pick at the tank, and then 2 on OBJ. Very nice series so far. Lords of War does. They need to fight. You know, they need to make that turning point. They need to get a cap. They need to get, you know, a clutch defense, something that sort of revs the engine and gets the team going. You always need one small win to get all the other wins chained together, right? Take away a little bit of momentum from gunning on empty and put it back on your side. But so far, a great series. I mean, gunning on empty just playing well on both sides of the map.
Sure.
Offense and defense, they have not faltered too much, and the counts at the end of most of these rounds have been in the like 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 4. So it's been pretty heavily stacked in the favor of gunning on empty, and definitely in no short order because of Private Jace's play. He has been on fire today in general.
How do you know it doesn't stand for physical therapist?
I thought it was like P.T. Barnum. It's like the first name is like P.T. It's just letters.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna go with private. I'm gonna say, well, I guess that would be PBT.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just part Jace. He's part something else. But he's
part Jace.
He's part Jace, part something else. And he's definitely playing like something else right now. So
damn right. I told you though.
So that definitely follows the canon of his name. I feel like when I read the team names, Arno and Beard Steak? Yeah, Beard Steak weren't on there, so I wonder if they're renamed.
Beard Steak, I'm pretty sure was on Gunning on Empty, because I remember him being on Gunning on Empty back in the early days, because he's one of the Aussie players, if I remember correctly.
Got it. Oh no, yeah, they're both on there. I just have a bad memory, folks. That's what it is. My memory is not great. All right, folks, it looks like there is going to be a quick timeout called by Lords of War, so I think that's not super surprising to either us or the teams, as they probably need to re-coordinate and sort of re-strategize a little bit. So we're going to take a little intermission ourselves and be back in just about 10 minutes. They're letting me know that 5:51 will be the start time, so maybe just shy of 10 minutes, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. More Onward coming at you. All right, folks, we are back. We are ready for action. The teams are in. Thank you for bearing with us for that timeout. See if the little break is going to give Lords of War that edge they need to get themselves on the board for the first time here in map 2. Heavy west push, so they did spawn west. Volsage taking some shots out early. Not going to find Cool Breeze in that window, but he is looking for him. Now they're kind of watching for each other. Looks like they're going to be waiting for the east side to set up. A flash coming out from, yep, it's Beard Steak that's going to be the one tossing that out.
The west wall, all the way west.
Beard Steak's already called at least 2 west. He's not aware that there's another one there, but that's at least some good intel for Lords of War, or I'm sorry, for Gunning on Empty's defense to let them know a little bit about what's coming. A frag coming out from Beard Steak, gets going long. Not far enough. Actually, that might have been a flash.
It was a flash indeed. And these shots from Feed Metal just keeping Beard Steak tucked in there. They need to get people moving. They're going to have a hard time with Cool Breeze watching the other angle here, and Jace looking down the tunnel. It's going to be a tough approach for this offense. They're going to need some smokes to get themselves across anywhere useful, I should say. Let's take a look here. Esco and Gunrama both set up on the east side, just watching the street. Oh, yeah, not that pole. Definitely not that pole. Gunrama watching a real tight angle here underneath this pallet. Not able to spot anybody out, but the smoke's now coming out. That's pretty decent first smoke. Cool Breeze finds high voltage.
Was it? Oh no, that was on this side of the map. Never mind.
It's a good smoke to obfuscate Cool Breeze's view of the west there. Cool Breeze making the call out on the cross on the east. 2 have now made it across as Beard Steak continues to take fire from Feed Metal. I feel like this has been happening this whole time. And now Feed Metal's in trouble as Cool Breeze finds the frag out of the window in the OBJ, and Lords of War down to just 3 members.
Yep. Sure enough, and Cool Breeze is gunning for Part Jace's MVP title right now. He's trying to catch up at the moment. He's already found 2 in the round. And unfortunate because, yeah, Feed Metal was really putting the pressure on Beefsteak. I keep calling him Beefsteak. Beard Steak in the west.
Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze finds another one. That's 3 for him on the round so far.
And there's Beard Steak finding fits on that west side. He was in the mini market there, and it's all up to Esco now here in the south to try to make the approach. 1v5.
Yikes. Well, he's got the right weapon for it, I'll say that. M249 box full of ammunition in his hands, I should say.
Yeah, he's got the right angle of approach too. I mean, he could get maybe 2 relatively easily. He can sneak up on dirt here, get this pick quickly if he stays relatively quiet.
Yeah.
And there's really just, I mean, there's really just one guy who's too far off OBJ. So realistically, he'd have to get 3 to 4 before he's really put himself in a good position here. He's looking for dirt now. Should spot him as he comes around this corner. Oh, dirt just tucking into the corner there, and the shots ring out. There it is. Esco finds 1. Now the rotation's coming out. Jace looking down this corridor. The shots are on him. I think Esco had not checked his tablet there, so
yeah.
He was making call-outs to non-existent teammates as Lords of War go down another point here in map 2.
Yikes. Yeah. Maybe the timeout was better used between maps overall. I know it wasn't really their call on this one because it was gunning on Empty's pick, but I don't know. Like, taking the timeout before your Marsoc round, I'm assuming you're using it to plan. because I didn't really see anyone on that side dipping out in that timeout from the server, from the lobby.
Correct.
But man, Cool Breeze shut that down. I mean, what else can I say? It just didn't work. So we'll have to see if they can pull something else out here now that they're on defense and have a chance at a possible easy point. No point's an easy point on Bazaar, but
I think this objective is much more difficult to defend, especially with the verticality, the ability to cap upstairs still being legal and in the game. It's
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's a little bit problematic. It can really stretch the defense kind of thin. Personally, I am hoping that does get patched out at some point, as it does lend a pretty unfair advantage to the offense on this objective. But I mean, I say that, and plenty of teams have been able to defend it, so I think your mileage may vary. I just think that I don't think it was an intended
Mileage, maybe.
I don't think it was an intended coded spot for people to cap.
I don't think you were intended.
I'm actually pretty positive that I'm intended. But I do appreciate your candor there. Well, round 3's underway, and now that Sleepy has insulted my honor, we're going to do this through tears. We're gonna be choking back tears for this entire round. Early shots coming out from PT Jason. He is just on fire as he finds one on a long angle here, a quick angle.
Then revives himself.
Pretty common crossing spot.
He's 5-1 already on this map. FYI. Ooh, Cool Breeze just shot. Let's see what he's at. Dang it, high voltage shot right as I hit the button. Ooh, Cool Breeze is 5-0. Cool Breeze is MVP on the map right now for gunning on empty. I'm just kidding. They're both spreading it quite well. I mean, they're carrying pretty much all the kills for their team in general, but gunning on empty just playing ridiculously well right now.
Yeah, Lords of War are already down 2. Dirt Diver here in the west, keeping the defense on their toes as Cool Breeze and Jace both look for these picks. Beard Steak's going to be the next one that finds a pick as Esco goes down in the east. Now the east approach is looking real good. There's nobody on the east. Defenders have to rotate back from the west side. One is already rotating back. Jace is going to find that rotation, and Feed Metal will be the quick refrag that punishes him. So hopefully we'll see a res here. And that'll make it a 2v4. 4.5 minutes left on the round. Shots ring out on the defenders that have crossed. Arno does find high voltage there on his rotation, and now it's just Feed Metal left as he finds one.
1v3.
Got another to go. He's got to be careful here. Cool Breeze is looking for him. The shots, there they are. Cool Breeze will find Feed Metal upstairs, and the offense doesn't even have a chance to set up their push on objective as Gunning on Empty surges forward. 3-0 in map 2, absolutely denying Lords of War any purchase.
It stings. Stings watching this.
Stings the nostrils.
Lords of War have been making a really great impression in the league so far this season. And being a newer team, like it's impressive to see them start out by doing so well. And like you were saying, kind of starting out with some somewhat larger point spreads. And then gunning on empty, just coming in here and just stomping through the area like, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Oh, you want 10 minutes? That's cool. This is mine. This is mine. Like, they are just unstoppable right now. And I hate to make it sound like I'm being rough on Lords of War. It's just, Gunning on Empty is playing impeccably well right now. And their aggression, when they get aggressive, is paying off. ETJ's found a couple on some aggressive push there. Cool Breeze's defensive angles have been insane. And, you know, it is what it is. They're just outclassing Lords of War here, and it's as plain as that. And I can't be any more soft-handed about it.
Yeah, they are doing... I mean, both teams have done really well. Gunning on Empty
sure.
found... they've got 3 wins, 0 losses on the season so far, beating out teams like Riot and Fury. Pretty handedly, might I add. But Lords of War as well. They had a 13-3 win over Ember. They had a 12-6 win over Sinister Pride. I mean, they're playing well. Also, I just think that this might be their kryptonite. They might just have the, you know, just dialed in. Yeah, exactly. The counter plays are perfect right now.
It's like SMC with Danglers. Like, in a straight up comparison, like the team should be even, and it really could be anyone's win. But for some reason, SMC is Danglers' kryptonite, and they consistently lose to them.
Those smokes were, at the same time, both really good and also extremely bad.
Yeah, they were extremely terribly placed, but it was extremely pretty at the same time. PTJ finds high voltage quick, cool breeze, trying to find himself one instead. It's already down to a 3v5. Gunning on Empty, sitting on their last point here on the defense. Gunrama snuck by. He's downstairs. Cool sees him at the last second. He gets stopped.
Fitz finds one. He's looking for the second. Is he going to be ready for this position? No, he's shooting a little bit far to the left. And Cool Breeze is going to find himself another one as the confirmed nade comes out. Oh, and it is... Wow.
That was like a golf chip. He just like...
it was... Not sure how that didn't confirm him, but okay. All right. Grenades are a little bit wonky, I think, as players are playing on the latest hotfix, and yesterday there was a little bit of panic as it was having some issues with grenade efficacy on certain maps. Grenades just not doing damage at all, and that one definitely looked like it should have confirmed Fitz.
Yeah. That is very true. We could definitely have somebody maybe clip that and send it to the devs. They can see that one from an outside perspective, and maybe it is a spectator desync issue, and it's
very
not
possible,
actually. But I don't think so, because that was placed so closely that it really should have killed him, no matter if it rolled a little more or if it fell a little short. Like, it should have still killed him.
Yeah, there's really no lip here. I mean, this little chunk maybe would have done it, but that's a little little aggressive for a tiny curve like that to block an entire fragmentation grenade. Especially with the fact that apparently the grenades are supposed to have some sort of ricochet capability, although I've yet to experience it either in testing or in game, nor see it in any game. I would be curious.
It was possible that they rolled that back. Shots ringing out. The confirmation comes down. It's a 1v4 now for Esco. He finds Cool Breeze. One upstairs looking for him. They tried to get him. They almost did, but he slipped away. Esco's slick on his feet here, but he's not going to outrun Arno. He's using the laser. The G3 Auto finds their last point. Gunning on Empty, take map number 2. The series is theirs ultimately, and they go another point unanswered against Lords of War.
Cool Breeze, 8-1. PTJ 7-3. I mean, between the two of them, that's 15 kills. That is 3 full round wipes of the enemy team.
Yeah, and I'd have to go back and recheck the first map, but I know at least Jace was at like 5, 6, possibly even more kills on the first map. So that is some ridiculous numbers to be putting up. Obviously, the whole team doing their job for the win, but those two guys on Frag City right now, population them, they are just killing it at the moment. Literally.
Yeah, they are the linchpins of this offense and his defense for Gunning on Empty, and it's an 8-0 slaughter out here as we get into the third map. Cargo will be the third map, and the teams will be playing a little bit tighter. So we went from longest range to shortest range in that order of maps, so now we're going to see a little bit more intense, quick action, I would imagine. And we'll see if Lords of War maybe... okay, so Lords of War banned Quarantine. Gunning on Empty banned a shorter map, Suburbia. So I'm wondering now if Gunning on Empty is sort of got some intel that says that Lords of War maybe play better on shorter maps. Are you getting that sort of feeling? Like that's kind of
Yeah, I'm thinking Lords of War are picking into this one, thinking that, okay, they banned Suburbia, it's a short-range map. They beat us pretty handedly on 2 bigger maps like Onward or like Downfall and Bazaar. Let's take it short range against them, right? Let's counter that. Let's see if close quarters is their weakness. From what I've seen, it doesn't really look like it is, but I don't know. I haven't watched enough of these teams to give definitive statements like that, but what I am seeing or not seeing right now is a member of Lords of War in the lobby, and I'm hoping it's just, you know, they're having trouble reconnecting or they dropped out to restart their game or something. But we just lost another one. Maybe there's some roster changes coming in. I'm not sure.
They are shifting rosters, so Lumpy is now in for Esco, it seems.
Gotcha. So yeah, so I'm just really also hoping though that the hard defeat on the first 2 maps didn't discourage anyone and they get a little upset and maybe rage quit or quit their team. Oh, they're bringing in Aqua Fighter, so that's great to see. Thunder Pilot and Otto's sister from Global Camp.
Yeah,
formerly a member of Kalito's.
Correct. And Hotfix.
And Hotfix. Did Hotfix? Okay, yeah, Hotfix.
I don't know if they played a game as Hotfix.
Right. That's what I'm questioning.
Yeah. They were registered as Hotfix though, so.
I know Vivian's in the chat though, so I'm sure she'll correct us here in about 6.5 minutes.
Well, either way, we'll see what happens here as both teams are in and ready to go, and I'm excited to see how this cargo map goes. I mean, I always love me some cargo. It's definitely been a lot of fun to play. The new lighting changes have really changed the map up quite a bit. Now the visibility is pretty unbelievable. You can see.
Well, how is it on the index? I mean, you've recently picked up an index. I mean, I'm sure it's got to look really great now.
Yeah.
The lighting updates plus the index.
I mean, there is nowhere anyone can hide. It's
nice.
Way too lit up. Like even underneath the doors, some common positions for players that like to sit under the doors of some of these boxes. Even those become easily watchable with index and the new lighting. You can easily spot out enemies there as a stark contrast to the ground, which is a lot brighter now in general. And the lighting is brighter all around and inside containers. So, but let's show the folks at home because round 1's kicking off for map 3. Gunning on Empty is gunning on full today.
Yeah, they are not on Empty today. They are a full tank of gas and a souped-up turbocharged car. They are at it at full throttle, overheating the engine.
So a lot of early smokes came out, but 90% of them were...
Rushes out. They managed to get the kill on the objective. Dirt Diver comes in. He finds the one they need. They're almost able to take this Aqua Fighter there on the objective by herself. And in just a short while, Gunning on Empty have already sealed the first point here on cargo.
What was that, 30 seconds? Just about?
About. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it's because because Lords of War went for a really fast push. So they lumped them together. I mean, look at the map. You can see where all the kills happen. They basically happen right on top of each other. So, you know, it can be said that that round was short due to the quick rush. Didn't work out. I thought it was going to. They got the kill on the objective right away, and the tablet came out from one of the members of Lords of War, but the Dirt Diver came in from off the flank, and it shut that down, and from there it all just snowballed very quickly.
Yeah, those Lords of War smokes, they had the right idea, but again, just way too far. They went way off to the right. They went outside of the map, so 3, I think, out of 5, or maybe out of 6 smokes that went out were way outside of the map. Not enough coverage on OBJ. The defense had a relatively easy time rotating and getting those picks. So maybe a little bit of grenade throwing practice is in Lords of War Future next week before their next matchup.
Shall see. Have to see.
Oh, I know. I'm just glad no one cast my Legionnaires game yesterday. I threw a couple of real humdingers around a couple of those maps. Just a couple of fastballs just right outside of the map bounds on a couple of those maps. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can throw a smoke at the tank in Suburbia, and it's out of the map. All right, Lords of War now on defense. They can find at least one round here to soften the MMR blow. This will put Gunning on Empty up quite a bit in the standings. I believe Gunning on Empty is 15th and Lords of War is like 11th or 10th, so this would be a pretty big swing in MMR on both sides. A little bit of pre-fire coming out.
Well, with the scoreline right now, definitely.
Aqua Fighter finds Jace. Quick frag on him. Cool Breeze with a quick refrag on Lumpy as he makes the push through. Gunrama's on the other side, however. Already gets Dirt Diver. Feed Metal finds Lord Beardsteak as he comes through on the east side. And now it's just 2 members of Gunning on Empty left. And an unfortunate team kill by Volsage will kill Gunrama completely as Cool Breeze finds Feed Metal. And then quickly refragged by Doc Aqua Fighter. And now it's a 1v1.
This has flopped advantages so many times in a quick little section of time. And there it is, the kill. High Voltage finds Lords of War's first point on the game. That has got to feel good. You can see him run over to his target, just unload a pistol mag just to help relieve just a bit more of that tension of finally putting that point on the board and stopping this tyrannic run from Gunning on Empty that has been this game so far.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. And even with the unfortunate team kill, they were able to secure themselves around. So that is going to stop the bleeding a little bit. I mean, the best they can hope for here is a 4-1 at this point to try to salvage a little bit of that score differential for the potential MMR loss. But I gotta imagine that 4-1 right now feels like miles away for Lords of War. I mean, after you take 2 losses on 2 maps without being able to put up a single point, it can be really demoralizing for some teams. So I'm hoping with the roster shift, they bring in a little bit more energy to the team, right? It's not just fresh eyes and fresh shooters.
Well, those fresh eyes and fresh shooters, at least one of them doing some great already. Aqua Fighter found 2 in that last round, so a good move there, cycling some out, but also just to get some of their newer recruits some time in those league matches, because you can practice and you can scrim a lot, but that game time is crucial. You got to get your players cycling through. I mean, if you do find a lineup that works and you're rising up to the top and you're all kind of the top of the scoreboard, tangling with the top dogs, you do maybe want to lock in kind of a regular lineup that fits and meshes the best together. Of course, you've got 8 players and it's mostly about availability, but cycling in players through matches, especially matches that you've already won or already lost the series, it's a good idea to make sure at least everyone gets some time in, and it could change things. You could at least pick up a map like we possibly could see here from Lords of War.
Chase finds a quick pick on Doc Ock. Dirt Diver finds Lumpy, and Feed Metal with the quick refrag on Dirt Diver is going to make it a 3v4 as Gunrama rushes out of tunnel. He's going to be right on the other side of Jace here. Jace a little too long on the rotation there, but he rushes out and finds the kill to put Lords of War down to just 2. Feed Metal here in the middle and High Voltage on the east side. Oh boy, that grenade had some reach. Yikes. That... Wow, the range on that. I mean, this is where that grenade blew up, and this is where Jace was. I mean, he might have been damaged, but holy cow, maybe that is some of that new fragmentation they were talking about. High Voltage finding Cool Breeze starts evening things out a little bit as it's a 1v3 now. Now he's opting for the long rotation. We're going to follow Voltage here.
Really long. Yeah, he's got a long rotation ahead of him for sure, and he's got to go up against 3 remaining defenders still. A lot of time left, so this is probably his best approach to change things up. But I don't think I'd risk that tunnel, honestly. And yeah, it looks like he is going to choose another route. Definitely, he's going to push up through the red containers here. Little fire on the western side, cycles back towards the center. Little pepper on the eastern side. He's just going to sprinkle a little salt and a little pepper, a little S, a little P here and there, and keep it moving, doggy.
Yeah, he's trying to find the right angle to make the approach. This could be so tricky when you're the last one alive. You really want the defense to be antsy and rotating, but when they've got accurate count, it can be pretty difficult. I think the defense is working on the assumption that there's 2. I don't know that they know that that grenade got a kill.
What's great about the lasers now in the spectator cam is you can see the gaps in defensive coverage, especially when they start setting up the skill boxes. Ooh, high voltage almost catches the rifle of Arno, but that should give him a little idea if he can manage to scrape up some equipment, maybe a frag he can toss over towards those green barrels. But now he's going to approach another line of sight. Here comes, he's going to run right into PT Jace's sight, and there's PT Jace. Picks up the kill. High voltage, gunning on empty, goes up 2-1 on cargo.
Yeah, and those early picks really slowed up the rest of the offensive approach. Jace getting caught by that, or getting that sweet little nade kill. Bit of a stretch, but a good kill nonetheless. Yeah, gunning on empty, definitely on a tear. I mean, gotta feel good as Lords of War to put up at least 1, but you know, you're cruising through the league. You're 3-1 so far in the season. You come into this, you're feeling good. You're up in the standings, and to hit a brick wall like this definitely will cause you to reevaluate.
No, they didn't hit a brick wall here. That brick wall came to life and became a titan and just started pounding on them until they got that first point there in cargo, and that was a reach around. Hold on, let me say that. That was a reacher round. Like, high voltage or whoever it was that secured that barely got that kill, right? So it's like, it almost didn't even really happen.
I still am kind of still just stuck on the fact that you just said reach around and didn't even really think about it for...
No, I said reacher round. I just didn't enunciate it well enough to make it clear. I want to clarify that as well. God, I need a GD lawyer on stream with me every time I'm with Nova, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I get when I got someone with me.
Closed captioning would not have corrected that. That would have definitely been reach around in closed captioning.
No, closed captioning is on. It's definitely saying reach around for sure. And now we've said it like 16 more times, so can we please stop saying reach around on the stream? Thanks.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. That's what you get when you get sleepy on me and no gas. This is the kind of stuff that we deal with. Jace catches a bullet from Gunrama on an early push there. But he's gonna tuck in, play it a little bit safer.
Jace is gonna walk right into the line of sight of Lumpy here. Lumpy should get a nice clean kill. Yep, there it is.
There's the kill. Beard Steak throwing a little bit of smoke out. Not great. Not the best coverage, but does blind most of High Voltage's approach. Gunrama now looking for enemy coming to that inside. A nice little set of confirmed nades there. Jeez. You're not going to get that res anytime soon, I'll tell you that.
I just thought, like, wow, 2 grenades to respond. That's touche, good sir.
Arno's going to find Dr. Aquafighter. She gets a little aggressive on the defense. Out to 4v4. Cool Breeze staying tucked in here. Waiting for the rest of his offense. Yeah. Gotta wait for his offense to find at least one here. Maybe Gunrama, potentially Lumpy. I mean, those two would be the key pickups to really open up the mid here, but not sure.
Oh no, I saw it coming! Cool Breeze shoots Arno, and a team kill, and a trade between Dirt Diver and Gunrama. Oh, that's tough to watch.
Yeah, that can definitely be a struggle, but now Lords of War on track to maybe pick themselves up a second round here as Cool Breeze throws an unfortunate little nade there, almost downs himself.
Yeah, not quite the type of nades we're used to seeing. Other than that beautifully placed one that we're still kind of scratching our heads on, but...
That's a little intense. High Voltage does find Beard Steak, and Feed Metal cleans up Cool Breeze. Lords of War getting themselves another point here in Cargo, map 3.
Alright, so maybe Lords of War are onto something. Maybe small maps are their weakness, but Lords of War just haven't had the right attack round just yet. Like, it almost worked for them in their first one, right? They went in super aggressive. They killed that guy on the objective straight away. The guy had tablet out. The flank came in. Everything snowballed. And then their second round, nowhere near as successful going for the attack. Gunning on empty got very aggressive. PT Jace got a couple of quick kills in the beginning, and then everything again just kind of snowballed out from the aggression. So we'll have to see maybe here if they can find this one singular Marsoc round right here, they can flip it, get the next Volk round, which again should be obtainable. They've done it twice now, and then they can take this map and kind of pad that score deficit that's been kind of just opening round after round up until these couple of rounds.
Absolutely, that is going to be what they're looking for. I mean, a cap would be ideal, as it would stop Gunning on Empty from getting themselves potentially one more point as well. That could help soften the blow a little bit further, but we will see if they're able to put it together. I mean, we've seen, what, maybe 2 potential caps-ish come out from either team.
Yeah, not too many cap opportunities presenting themselves in tonight's game. A few there on downfall for Gunning on Empty. They put a few members right on top of the objectives a couple of times, just managed to get picked up right at the last second. I don't recall, other than the one round here on Cargo, Gunning on Empty getting close any other times. So, not a lot of cap opportunities, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I guess all that really speaks to it is that I guess maybe these teams aren't utilizing time quite well enough. Because if there's not been any opportunities on the objective, it means you're either rushing it too hard and dying too quickly, or you're taking too long and you're nowhere near the objective, so you're getting killed out off-site.
There's a little bit of that ricochet as Gunrama finds a nice down onto Dirt Diver on the inside.
And that one much more believable, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like, yeah, a little bit of ricochet in effect in some of these metal containers. I'm still curious as to which surfaces will cause ricochet, but it looks like these containers are confirmed. The grenade goes off, bounces off the back wall there, and finds a down. Lords of War looking good in this opening minute of map 3.
Now they're gonna hit the tough part of this transition on this map, which is this north to south transition through the open. They've got very channeled lanes that they can go through, and they're not straight lanes. They're multi-angled lanes with 2 kind of V-shaped lines that can be sighted through. All of their exit points can be covered from pretty defendable positions. This is probably one of the toughest transitions on this map. I think going from south to north might even be easier, even though it's got more open air to it going from that direction. But here, it's a straight up kill box. I mean, you look overhead on the laser sights, you can see just where everyone's pointed, and really just see that the coverage is there. They have long sight lines where they're set up.
And Rama does make it out in. A defensive flash comes in. That's going to catch Feed Metal. Feed now tucks in to wait out that flash. I think Gunrama got caught on that as well. Now Jason Cool Breeze really locking down this tunnel approach as Lumpy Makes his push through, but Feed Metal's going to be coming around here. Is he going to spot Cool Breeze? No, Cool Breeze will be the one that wins that trade, and he's going to find two as Lumpy.
That turnaround shot.
The tunnel chase. Getting high voltage. Arno finding Gunrama. Now PT Jace on the hunt as Aqua Fighter's looking to find her kill, but unfortunately PT Jace will be the one that cleans that up, and he continues his tear through these maps.
Lord Beardsteak just played the Battlefield like main menu theme on his pistol. It's funny to me because I used to do the same thing all the time. Just dun, 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 bum, bum.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
they're feeling pretty good. I mean, they've got PT Jace with 7, Arno with 5, Dirt Diver with 4 here on this map, and they are cruising through these wins. So this is going to put Lords of War on the back foot. They got to win this defensive just to stay alive, and then they have to get their first Marsoc win of the whole game in order to try to take map 3 away. They were looking decent there early on, but kind of fell apart as they made their final push across that open area you were talking about, that open mid-map section.
I am Swami now with lasers, man. I have just another piece of information that my brain can just go.
Is that the actual sound that your brain makes?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Sounds a lot like a didgeridoo.
Yeah, sure. I was just gonna say it's very Australian, which matches. You know, we are seeing Gunning on Empty. It's a team largely made up of Aussies.
Aussies, yeah, the Australians. How's your pie in them?
Yeah, it is a pretty interesting coincidence that that's what your brain sounds like. But you know what? I know another sound that I love, and that's the sound of a round starting, my friend. Because we are in round 6.
We sure are. Gunning on Empty, trying to close the map out here, get things done, dust off their hands, and go home, collect their hardware, and go home. But Lords of War, they've only been able to secure their defensive rounds here on the map so far, but you know what? These defensive rounds have been their only points in the series so far. So let's hope that they can keep that up here as the attack comes in hot and heavy already from Gunning on Empty. PT Jace finds and kills Lumpy.
Yeah, Lumpy making that little cross, but not fast enough. As Jace doing a good job of picking that shot up early, and a nice little nade there. Could have caught the back of Gunrama, but he is tucked around the other side. Safe for now as PT Jace makes his approach. I mean, this is the player to follow.
That grenade.
There it is,
Wow.
and Jace is out and down. Cool Breeze finds Feed Metal. It's just a down. The callouts should be coming through here.
Yeah, I was going to say, he should be able to see that, however, so the double tap should be coming in. A trade comes in the center of the map between Lord Beardsteak and Gunrama. We're into a 3.5 v 2.5. We'll scratch that. It's a 3.5 v 2 now. I'm trying to do fractional math in my head now with the downs.
It's just one left. High voltage looking for the defense here.
Look at those lasers. Oh my. If you have the lasers on, they're like all just sweeping the area looking for him. It's intense.
Gonna find Arno here on the trade. Yes, he does, but he catches a bullet himself as Dirt Diver. Gonna peek the corner. No, he's not. Cool Breeze now.
Ding
Gonna be
dong.
looking to make this cross. Ooh, and that nade is gonna catch him. That's the winning nade as Dirt Diver tosses a little nade out towards that position. Gunning on Empty finds themselves map point, and they take all 3 maps here in the series. Final kill counts there. 8 for PTJ, 6 for Dirt Diver, 5 Cool Breeze and Arno.
I'm telling you, MVP, PT Jace. I said it in round 1, Noman. And you were like, no, we can't do that. We can't say that yet.
It's a little early, but you are right.
Let the record show that I was right.
You are correct, sir. He was the MVP of that round, but they played well in general as they take over the Lords of War in the Season 8 Week 4 matchup. Pretty good one. Any final thoughts, Sleepy?
No. I was very impressed with the play on both sides. I think Lords of War might be a little bit more impressed with the play that they saw from their end, because I gotta be honest, that was tough. It was tough to watch, and I'm sure it was tough to be on the receiving end of. But like most teams, I have to tell you, whether you're new or whether you're old, you have to learn how to stick it out through the losses. And I've had my share of bad times, you know, getting out of hand, getting a temper, blowing up on my teammates when things don't go right during big key matchups. But you know, you really have to learn to keep it together. You have to learn how to turn it around somehow. I'm happy to see that Lords of War were able to get some points on the board. I mean, ultimately, as you saw, Gunning on Empty able to close out all 3 matches in their own favor. But I am glad to see them get some points on the board. So commiserations to them, but congratulations to Gunning on Empty. And of course, you know, pass it back over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was Lords of War versus Gunning on Empty in Season 8, Week 4. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Final score there, 12-2. So, yeah, great job to both teams. Thank you for letting us cast, and thank you to the viewers for tuning in. If you're interested in being a part of the VR Master League, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward or contractors or what have you. Plenty of games on there to check out. And yeah, you can sign up to be a reservist. You can sign up to start a team, be a captain. You can apply to be a caster as well, as we are looking for casters for more than just